So yes, students, we are done with the question number 1. Let us now look at question number 2. And when I look over it, I find it to be from the topic statistics, right? Statistics is all about the calculation of the data. We collect the data, it's collecting data, then representing it, analyzing it, and interpreting some useful information out of it. It has some central tendencies like mean, median, mode, that all we know. Let us now look at this question and solve it. Here, this first part of the question is Daisy records her 50 homework marks. The table shows the results. Here, if we look at it, Daisy has done 50 homeworks, 50 times she has completed the homework, and she has been given some marks, right? So she has written down that how much marks she has got, and if she has repeated any marks, so how many times she has repeated those marks, that also is written in the form of frequency. So if I look at it, she has scored least number of marks to be 15 and highest being scored full, that is 20, right? Also, we can see or analyze from this table that she has scored only once 15 marks, 3 times 16 marks, 19 times 17 marks, 11 times 18 marks, 10 times 19 marks, and only 6 times the highest marks, that is 20 marks. So these are the marks scored by Daisy, and how many times she has scored, that is also mentioned. Now what is the question? If I look at the question, write down the range. Guys, do we know the formula for the range? It's very, very easy. We know that range is what? Highest value minus lowest value gives us the range. So what is going to be the range? What is the highest value here? The highest value is 20, that is the marks, 20 marks, and lowest value scored by her is 15, so range is 5. The difference is 5, so the range of this data is 5. That was really easy question. That was a 1 mark. Moving ahead, what do we have? Now we have to write down the mode. Guys, what is mode? Mode is one of the central tendencies that we get to measure whenever we are being given with the set of data. So mode is about writing that data which occurs most often, which is there present at the maximum number of times. So if I look at the marks scored by Daisy, the marks scored by Daisy are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. These are the 6 different marks scored by Daisy. So which one among them is the one which has been scored most number of times? If I look at the frequency, the highest frequency over here is 19. The highest frequency over here is 19. So which mark represents 19 times? That is 17. So 17 is going to be its mode. Let us write 17 to be the mode. Mode is equal to 17. Isn't it, guys? Why 17? Because the frequency of 17 is the most, that is 19 times. I hope you are clear with this as well. Moving ahead, these 2 questions were very easy. Now you are supposed to find out the median. Guys, median is what? If any data is arranged in ascending order or descending order, or I should say if any data is in the form of an arrayed data, then the middlemost value will represent the median of that data. That means already you can see that this has been arranged in ascending order, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many marks are there? These are the 50 homework marks. So median also depends upon the number which is there, the frequency. If it's odd, it would be different. If it's even, it would be different. But here, since it's a grouped frequency, what we will do, we will write down the cumulative frequency. What will be the cumulative frequency? I'm writing it here. CF. Cumulative frequency is simply adding the previous frequency to the current frequency and writing it. So this is going to be 1. The first CF is same as the frequency. The second CF would be 3 plus 1, that is 4. Third CF would be 19 plus 4, that is going to be 23. The fourth CF will be 11 plus 23, that is going to be 34. Then this is going to be 10 plus 34, that is 44. And then we have 6 plus 44, that is 50. So this is the cumulative frequency. Now, as the number of frequency or the total frequency is 15, if I write that n is equal to 50, median would be the 25th value, isn't it? Median is going to be the 25th value, and 25th value will lie in this category, isn't it? 25th value will be more than 23 for sure. So it is going to be 34. It is going to lie over there because it is still 34. So I'll write it like this. Here I will get 50. Here I will get the 25th value. So what is going to be median? Median marks are 18. The 25th and 26th value would be 18 itself. If I add them and divide by 2, I'll get the median. So median comes out to be 18. Let us write it 18. Median is equals to 18. So this also is very clear. What we have done, we got the range. Range is simply highest value minus lowest value. We got it as 5. We got the mode, the highest frequency, that is 17. And then we got the median, the middlemost value, that happens to be 18. So we are done with all the three parts of this question. Also, we need to find out the mean. Guys, how do we find out mean? Mean, we know for group frequency, the formula is simple. Summation of fx divided by summation of f. What is summation of fx? Summation of fx, for that we need to understand fx. Fx stands for the product of frequency along with the class mark, or I should say the data. So I am writing fx over here. Yes, fx. What would be fx? The product of frequency with the data. So this 1 multiplied with 15 would be 15 itself. 3 times 16 would be 48. 19 times 17. You may use your calculator as well. I am also using it. Let us quickly use the calculator. 19 times 17, that will save our time, is 323. 323. What would be 11 times 18? 11 multiplied with 18 would be 198. Then 10 times 19, we know very easy, 190. And 20 times 6 would be 120. So this is the fx, multiplication of frequency with each data. So this is fx. And we know that some mean is equal to, let us write, mean is equal to summation of fx upon summation of f. Summation of f means what? Summation of f is simply the addition of all the frequencies, and we know already it is going to be 50, right? 50 is the total homework marks. So summation of f will definitely be 50. Let us now add. Summation of fx will be, adding all these fx. So 15 plus 48 plus 323 plus 198 plus 190 plus 120 divided by summation of f, that is the total frequency, that is going to be 50. Let us quickly add these numbers. 15 added with 48, added with 323, added with 198, added with 190, and added with 120. That is resulting into 894 divided by 50. Let us quickly divide 894 by 50, and yes guys, we are getting it as 17.88, and as you know, we are being told to give the answers in 3 significant figures. Let us reduce it to 3SF. 3SF would be, we have 17.8, and just after 8 we have another 8, so I'll round it up. It would be 17.9 this is 3 significant figures, right? So this is the required mean of this data, 17.9. Okay, so part A of this question is done. This is about the simple calculation of range, mean, median and mode. Let's move ahead and do part B of this question. Part B of the question is about the stem and leaf diagram. This is about the representation of data in a different way. Let us look at the data. The list shows Ed's score in 11 tests, right? These are the scores scored by Ed in 11 tests: 21, 33, 20, 25, 21, 34, 22, 21, 20, 30, 18. What I see over here, what do we analyze? The maximum marks scored ever by Ed in these 11 tests is 34 if I am not wrong, and the least marks scored by Ed is 20. Isn't it? That is what is the score. We have to complete the stem and leaf diagram to show this information. Also, the key is given. This 2/5 represents 25. Isn't it? That means on the left of this, stem, I should say this represents the tens digit, and on the right of it, we will get the leaves that will represent the ones place of the number. So let us write it or arrange it properly. What is the smallest number? Do we have any number in ones? Nothing. So I will not write anything at 1. There is no number starting with 1. I have started with 2 only. So what comes first? A 20. Yes, here we have 20. Then we have another 20. So proper space should be given. Then do we have one more 20? A 21. So I'll write 1. We have one more 21. Then we have another 21. And do we have anything else? Yes, we have a 25 and a 22. So I'll first write 22 because this needs to be written in ascending order. We are arranging it. And do we have any other 22? No. So we have a 25. Right? These are how many scores? These are 7 scores if I am not wrong. 20, 20, 21, 21, 21, 22 and 25. These are 7 scores. That means 4 scores are still left. Let us move to this 3. So we are now going to look about the 30s. Do we have a 30? Yes, we have a 30. So we will put 0. You need to be very sure that one digit lies below the other. Do we have another 30? No. Do we have a 31? No, we don't have it. Do we have a 32? No, we still don't have it. Do we have a 33? Yes, we have a 33. And what about any other thing? Yes, we have a 34 as well. Right, let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are missing with one number. I just want to look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we missed out on 18, guys. That's my bad. When I look at this 18, 18 starts with 1. So yes, we have a digit over here. Yes, 8 is part of 18. So yes, we'll start with 18. Then 20, 20, 21, 21, 21, 22, 25, 30, 33, 34. These are these 11 scores of Ed arranged in stem and leaf diagram. Are we clear with this, guys? This is what the representation looks like. This is of 2 marks. So you need to be very clear and you need to do it properly. Moving ahead, guys. We need to find the median. How to get the median? Median is the middlemost value, isn't it? And middlemost value over here would be what? 11 plus 1 by 2th, isn't it? The median value would be, if I just try to solve it here, median is going to be, since n is an odd number, that is 11, so it is going to be 11 plus 1 upon 2th term. So what is 11 plus 1? That is going to be 12. 12 by 2 is going to be 6. So the 6th term. Where is the 6th term? Let us start from here. This is going to be the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term and 6th term. So the 6th term here is simply 21. So I'll write it over here. The median is equal to sixth term, that is equal to 21. Right? So we just got the median as well. Now the last part of the question is find the interquartile range. Do we know how to find the interquartile range? Yes. Interquartile range is simply upper quartile minus lower quartile. And how do we get the upper quartile? We know when the n is odd, that means the number of the scores, I should say, is odd. What is going to be the upper quartile? It is going to be 3 by 4 multiplied with 11 plus 1 upper quartile will be 3 by 4 multiplied with 11 plus 1th term, minus lower quartile will be 1 by 4 multiplied with 11 plus 1th term. Right, guys? So if I find it out, 11 plus 1 will be 12, and I'll just rewrite it for you. 3 by 4 times 12th term minus, this is again going to be 12, so 1 by 4 times 12. So what terms are we getting? 4 cancels 12 3 times, and 3 times 3 would be 9, so 9th term, minus 4 cancels 12 3 times, so it will be 1 times 3, that is 3rd term. Right, guys? The interquartile range would be 9th term minus 3rd term. Let us quickly look at it. What is the 9th term? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. The 9th term is 30 and the 3rd term is again 20. So the difference would be 30 minus 20, that is going to be 10. So the interquartile range is 10. This is our answer. Very important. We need to understand the formula. The interquartile range is found out by the difference of upper quartile and lower quartile, and the upper quartile is 3 by 4 times 11 plus 1th term, and the lower quartile will be 1 by 4 times 11 plus 1th term. We got it as 9th term minus 3rd term, that resulted into 10. So I hope this question of statistics is clear to all of you. Now, once you're done writing it, we will move ahead with the next question. Let's do question number 3 now. If I look at this question number 3, it seems to be a question from percentage, simple interest, compound interest, and so on. Let us start doing it. The part A of the question is, the value of Priya's car decreases by 10% every year. The value today is $7,695. What is the question? We know that whatever, it's the case with every car. Whenever you buy it, the value of it gets depreciated every year. So in this case, Priya's car's depreciation rate is 10% of the value every year. Right? So the rate of the car or the value of the car of Priya today is $7,695. So we need to calculate the value of the car after 1 year. What would happen after 1 year, guys? The value of the car will depreciate by 10%. So we need to subtract 10% of the current value. So let us find it out. The value of the car after 1 year would be $7,695 minus 10% of $7,695, isn't it? So if I calculate it, I'll get it as 7,695 minus 10% of this would be 769.5. And if I subtract it, let us quickly do that. 7695 0.0 and 769.5. So if I subtract it, I'll make it 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and point below the point, this becomes 4. So 14 minus 9 is 5. This is 8. 8 minus 6 is 2, and 76 minus 7 would be 69. So we are getting it as 69, or I should say 6,925.5. So what is the answer? The value of the Priya's car after 1 year would be $6,925.50. This is the value of the car after 1 year. Now what do we need to do, guys? Let us look at part second. Calculate the value of the car 1 year ago. Like this is the value of the car today. That means 1 year ago, this rate would have been more than this. That means this 7,695 is 90% of the value of the car which was 1 year ago. Isn't it? This is the 90%. That means 10% of the value 1 year ago is subtracted from it to get this. So if it is the case, let us assume that the value of the car 1 year ago be X. Let us write it. Let the value of 1 year ago be X dollars, isn't it, guys? We have taken it to be X dollars. Now what? If it's X dollars 1 year ago, this is the 90% of it. That means this implies that 90% of X dollars is equals to 7,695. Isn't it, guys? This is the 90% of the value 1 year ago. So let us quickly solve it. 90% can be written as 90 upon 100 multiplied with X dollars is equals to 7,695. I will simply transpose this 90 upon 100 to the other side. So I'll get the reciprocal of 90 by 100. I'll write it as 7,695 multiplied with 100 divided by 90. This 0 cancels this 0, and will 9 cancel 7,695? Let us check. 7 plus 6 would be 13. 13 plus 9 is 22, and 22 plus 5 is 27. Yes, this is a multiple of 9, so definitely 9 cancels it. Let us cancel it. 9 cancels 76 8 times, that is 72. And we are left with 4, so now 49, that means it will cancel it 5 times, and then we are left with 4, so 45 is again 5. So we are getting X to be, I should use the dollar symbol here as well, 855 times 10. So the answer is 8,550. So this is what we need to write here. Guys, it's a 2-mark question. That is why showing the relevant steps are very important. So I hope the value of car 1 year ago is clear to you. Let's move ahead. We are done with part A, and now let us look at part B. This is about the investment done by Ali. So it tells us Ali invests $600 at a rate of 2% per year simple interest. So this question is about simple interest. Calculate the value of Ali's investment at the end of 5 years. So guys, we know the formula of simple interest. How do we find simple interest? We need to first of all get the principal amount, or I should say the principal value, the rate of interest, and the time taken. Then we will get the simple interest, and amount will be what? The total amount will be the principal added with the simple interest. So let us first find out the simple interest. For that, let me write what is given. So P is given to us as $600. The rate of interest is given to us as 2% per annum or per year, and the time is given to us as 5 years. So since simple interest is equals to P times R times T upon 100, let us substitute the values, guys. SI would be equal to, what is P? P is $600, rate is 2 and time is 5, and we have upon 100. These two zeros are cancelled by these two, and 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 5 is 60. So the simple interest on $600 after 5 years at the rate of 2% is $60. So this is the interest that Ali will receive. So the value of Ali's investment, so we will find out the amount. We know that amount is equals to principal plus simple interest. So here it is going to be $600 added with $60, isn't it? So the amount that Ali will receive after 5 years is $660. So this is the answer, right? This is the amount, that is $660 that Ali will receive by investing $600 at the rate of 2% per year after 5 years. Okay, so part B is also done of this question. Let us look at part C. A very good question, guys. Sarah invests $500 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. This question is about compound interest, right? At the end of 12 years, the value of Sarah's investment is $601.35, correct to the nearest cent. They have written it to the nearest cent. Find the value of R. Guys, we need to find the rate percentage, right? To find the rate percentage, we will use the formula of compound interest. Before that, let us write what is being given. Principal is given. Principal is given to us as $500. Rate of interest is given as R% per annum or per year. It is the case of compound interest. Also, we are being given with time as 12 years. And what else? We already are being given with the amount that Sarah's investment will fetch her. So the amount here is $601.35, right? So these are the things given to us. Let us quickly use the formula. What do we know? Since in case of compound interest, amount is equals to P times 1 plus R raised to power T, isn't it? Here R is the rate of interest and T is the time period. Let us quickly substitute the values. We already know the amount received, that is $601.35. What is the principal? Principal is $500 multiplied with 1 plus R, and the capital R, that is the rate of interest, is given as small r, and the time period is 12. Isn't it, guys? This is what the equation looks like. Let us now transpose this 500 to the other side. So it will divide $601.35 like this, and this is going to be 1 plus R raised to power 12. Let us quickly use our calculator, guys. When we use the calculator, let us divide 601.35 by 500. So when we do so, we are getting this dollar and dollar sign will get cancelled out. So we are getting 1.2027 equals to 1 plus R whole raised to power 12. Now here it gets very interesting, guys. We are getting the equation in the form of 1 plus R raised to power 12, whose value is equal to 1.2027. So to get the value of R, I need to get the 12th root on both the sides. isn't it? Like we do squaring, to remove the square, we do the square root. To remove the cube, we do the cube root. So to remove the exponent 12, we will use 12th root. So if I do so, look what I'll get. Getting the 12th root on both the side will give us the 12th root of 1.2027, and here the exponent will get cancelled out by the 12th root. Isn't it, guys? So this 12th root will cancel this 12, and now we need to find out the 12th root of 1.2027. I am doing my calculation here. You can have a look. Here what do we have? Now we have 1 plus r is equal to 12th root of 1.2027. Okay guys, let us quickly find out. We will use the scientific calculator for the same, and when I put the values, the 12th root of 1.2025, let me just do it for you. The 12th root, let us quickly put it, we are getting the value as 1 plus r equal to 1.0155. So this is what we are getting. 1.0155 is the 12th root of 1.2027. So when we further solve it, this 1 will be transposed. So 1.0155 minus 1, that would result into 0.0155. This is the rate percent, guys. This is the R. We need to find out in terms of percentage. So if I write it in terms of percentage, R percent would have been 0.0155 multiplied with 100%. That will result into, if I do so, it will be 1.55%. This is the value that we are looking for, the rate percentage. That means Sarah has invested this amount and got the return at the rate of 1.55%. Let us write it down. 1.55%. This is the rate percentage. I hope this question is clear. It's a very interesting one. You need to note down every part of it so that you may solve such type of questions in the near future. Right? So this is the part C of the question. Let us move ahead with part D. I guess there will be a part D after this. Yes, the mass of a radioactive substance decreases exponentially at a rate of 3% each day. Guys, we are not being given with the mass, but we are being given with its rate of change. It is changing each day by 3% of its current weight or mass, I should say. So we need to find the overall percentage decrease at the end of 10 days. Guys, it's a very good question. We know the concept of successive decrement, or I should say the successive decrease. What is the formula for that? We know the formula for that would be, or I should say the changed value. The changed value would be equal to original value multiplied with 1 minus rate percent of change, that is R by 100, raised to power T. Here R is change percentage and T is time. Okay, here it is in terms of days, so it will be 10 days. So let us write the values. What is the original value here? Let the original value we are not being given with the original value. So let the original value be 100. Let us take the original value to be 100, or the original mass to be 100. And what is R? R is given as 3%. And what is T? T is given as 10 days. Let us quickly put it in the value to get the answer. We know the changed value we are finding out. So changed value will be original value. What is original value, guys? We have taken it to be 100 multiplied with 1 minus 3 by 100 raised to power 10. When I solve it, I am getting 100 times. When I cross multiply, 100 minus 3 will give me 97. So it is 97 upon 100 raised to power 10. So when I further solve it, it is going to be 100 multiplied with 0.97 raised to power 10. Let us quickly find out the value of 0.97 raised to power 10. When I try to solve it, I'll get 0.97 raised to power 10 is nothing but, I'm writing it for you, 100 times 0.74. It is 0.74. So, or if I write it in more, it will be 0.737 to be exact. Let us take it like that, 0.737. And when I multiply it with 100, I will get it as 73.7. So the changed value, guys, is 73.7. That means the overall percentage decrease depends on the value that we have reduced already. We have taken the original value to be 100. Suppose the mass was 100 grams originally. Okay, radioactive substance was of 100 grams, and after 10 days it reduces to 73.7 grams. So how much of the weight has been lost? Let us look at it now. I'll just, yes, much better. And now I will solve it here. So how much of the amount has already been reduced? So if I write it, decrease in mass, better would be decrease in mass is simply 100 minus 73.7. and what would be the difference? If I find it out, it is going to be 26.3. Right, guys? The mass now is 26.3 units. So we need to find out the overall percentage decrease. So percentage decrease will be what? Let us write. We know percentage decrease will be decrease in value, that is 26.3 upon original, that was 100 multiplied with 100%. So that results into 26.3%. And also this is going to be the overall percentage decrease at the end of 10 days, 26.3%. So this question is very important. Note it down for your reference so that you can solve such questions in the near future. After this, we are going to solve next part. So yes, guys, now we have part D of the question. In part D, we have subpart 2. Now we have to find the number of whole days it takes until the mass of this substance is 1/2 of its original amount. If we read the question again, we know that the mass of the radioactive substance was decreasing exponentially at a rate of 3% each day. Now we have to find out that many number of whole days. Like if we get it in terms of decimals, we need to round it off to the nearest whole number. So we have to find out the number of whole days that will take to make that mass 1/2 of its original value. Right, guys? Let us do the simple steps. What have we taken the mass to be as? 100. So the mass is 100. Original mass, we have taken 100 units. So what would be half of this original mass? Half of original mass is going to be 100 by 2, that is 50. So we know that the changed value is 50. And what is the formula that I just told you? Changed value is equal to original value multiplied with 1 minus r upon 100 raised to power t, where r is the change percent, rate percent of change I should say, and t would be the number of days, right? So let us quickly write it. According to the condition, what is the condition over here, guys? Let us write changed value is equals to original value or mass in this case multiplied with 1 minus r upon 100 raised to power t. So here we know the changed value, that is 50. We know the original value, it's 100. We know the rate percent, that is 3. We don't know t, that is the number of days. So we will try to find it out. Let us substitute the values. What is the changed value, guys? It is 50. Original value 100 multiplied with 1 minus 3 upon 100 raised to power t. Isn't it, guys? So if I further solve it, I would transpose 100 below 50. So I'll get it like this: 150 upon 100 is equals to, if I solve this, 1 times 100 is 100. 100 minus 3 gives me 97. So it is 97 upon 100 raised to power t. Let us solve it further. 50 upon 100 will be 0.5 or 1 by 2 you could say, and 97 by 100 is simply 0.97 raised to power t. How can we solve this? Let us take log on both the sides. So if I take log, it would be log 0.5 equals to log of 0.97 raised to power t, and we know that if it's power or exponent, we will make it as the coefficient. So this is going to be log 0.5 equals to t times log 0.97. That means the value of t over here would be log 0.5, right? We are going to transpose this log 0.97 below log 0.5, and when we find this log 0.5 and divide it by the value of log 0.97 using our calculator, we are getting it as 22.7. So what is the number of days? It's 22.7 days, but we need to find it in whole numbers. So if t is equals to 22.7, we can say that t is equals to 23 days. This is rounded off to the nearest whole number, 23 days. So this is the answer for this question. Isn't it a very interesting question, guys? We have used the concept of, change percentage, rate of change. Also, we have used log, and we get the value as 23 days. Note it down for your reference. Let us then move ahead to the next question.